Welcome to the Mamilennials podcast, where we don't claim to have all the answers, just a willingness to figure it out. We're your hosts, Jocelyn
and Lauren, proud girl moms and best friends sharing our take on mommyhood. Whether you're changing a dirty diaper, stuck in traffic, or just have a minute to yourself,
we're so happy you're here. Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
You know why.
Why?
Because we just went to a sound bath.
Yeah.
It was quite the journey.
I mean, were you able to focus?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I know we ended the class and I was like, I have so many thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't share any of them with you.
Yeah.
But you heard me saying some of it. I was right underneath the vent.
Yeah.
I was so cold. And that kept me awake. Come to find out that during sound baths, apparently your body temperature actually decreases. So I had body temps naturally decreasing with a vent blowing cold air on top of me the entire time.
Yeah.
And maybe an hour prior, Edwin was here and he made me an iced coffee.
Oh.
So that didn't help.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, yeah, make me one because I need to stay awake for the recording.
And here we are.
And I forgot about the sound bath in between.
Yeah.
But anyway, how was your experience with the sound bath?
It was good. A lot went through my mind.
Well, the thoughts just wouldn't stop for me for a while.
Yeah, no. So first off, on the temperature front, from the jump, I noticed my cobija was folded differently than everybody else's.
Your cobija?
Yes.
You didn't open it up?
Of course I did. But like when I saw you and other people with their cobija, I was like, mine does not look the same. And then like before class, I was like frantically trying to get it the same as everybody else's. And it didn't happen. And I was like, whatever, I'm short. It's fine.
So you probably did
It was long ways.
Yeah.
And
landscape instead of
But
portrait.
I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. And so then I was like, okay, like it's fine. I'm short. And I just like covered myself waist down and I was fine. But then it got cold. Oh. And so then I was like trying to pull it up.
Oh, well, I brought it up to my neck.
Yes. Okay. So I was trying to pull it up. And then I was like, no, like these cobijas aren't big enough. And then I look at you and you're like all nuzzled up. And I was like,
this when I went on my side?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, so no, like the cobijas, like she's obviously taller than me.
Yeah.
Like this should work. And then I was in my head about the cobijas.
I heard
was
you
in my head.
I heard you trying.
I hate that you said that. I'll never go to a sound bath again.
That's not
I
true.
never will.
We're going back next month.
I'm not going back.
Because now
that was what was going through my mind. I was like, stop moving. You're going to distract Lauren.
Oh, girl.
I was like,
I was moving before you.
Stop. But I only noticed you move once. Like
No,
when
I
I
was trying to be
saw
very
you
quiet.
on your side, I was like, when the fuck did she get there?
I was trying to be so quiet because I was like, I don't want to disrupt anybody.
No,
I heard
and
people
then the
snoring.
woman next to me was snoring and that was throwing me off. And then I felt like I couldn't figure out where to put my hands.
My hands were going numb on my belly.
Well, I was like on my belly, on my side. I wanted them like up here.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that just feels weird. Like that, like it's comfortable, but like that's going to look weird. And then I was like, what if I smell?
I hate it
like,
when we get in our head about these things.
It was too much.
It's the opposite of what the sound bath is for.
It's supposed to do. I got all itchy.
But that was a response to
me not knowing how to relax.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how to relax.
That's not me saying that. She said that herself. Don't come.
Well, I said it to the instructor.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just telling.
Oh, yeah. Me. Yeah.
She was the one that said that. Yeah.
No, but legit, like when I did hypnobirthing, we would do the like hypnosis stuff, the meditations.
And you'd get itchy.
And I would get itchy. Like as soon as I'd start getting into it, like I would get itchy. And the hypnobirthing instructor was like, That's because your body doesn't feel safe enough to relax. And so it's like, no, what are you doing? Like, you're on high alert. And I was
Girl,
like,
it was
that
packed in
sucks.
there.
It was packed.
I was not expecting that.
No, I
at
mean, when we
all.
left, we're like, this probably isn't even sold out. We'll be good.
I was surprised, but I was pleasantly surprised.
I was pleasantly surprised too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, are you really supposed to think about nothing?
No, I think that you're supposed to try to be intentional about the prompts and
I did that at the beginning.
I'm just laughing because I wasn't even paying attention to the prompts that
I
closely.
know.
But
so we're sitting there and they give us the first prompt, which I should pull up on my phone. They were really good prompts.
they were.
And I'm writing them on my phone because I didn't know we were supposed to bring a notebook.
I set Jocelyn up for failure.
Well, now I know, like, you're supposed to be more mentally prepared for sound baths.
Yes.
And you gotta, I was not mentally prepared. So we're writing it on our phone and all of a sudden I see a text come in from Lauren. What was the question?
I was trying so hard not to fucking laugh. Were you holding in the laugh?
Of course.
I was
like, oh
laughing.
my gosh. But it's a very serious tone.
Oh.
So thankfully I had written it down and then I just copied and pasted and sent it to you. But let's read them. Like, let's have people think about it, right? Like, in this
Go
coming
ahead.
week.
I was going to say, yeah, let's read what I have written down. Are you ready?
Well, I wasn't going to give my answers. Y'all. No. Let me read this. Let me read this aloud. Y'all. Guess the prompt. Okay. This is Lauren's note. Sound bath.
Sound bath is the title.
I'm going to read to you the list that she wrote in response to the prompt. And y'all guess the prompt. Here goes. Rice. Black beans. Fajitas. Steak. Corn. Tomato. Sour cream. Lettuce.
I'm dead.
Chips.
I can
Take your prompt. You know what? Let me read some of my list.
I'm crying.
Let me read some of my list. Worry. Aurora's emotions. Suppressed emotions. Anger. Motherhood. Physical health. Mental health. We were in 2 different classes, girl.
Can I explain mine?
I guess. I don't even want to tell you all the prompts anymore.
You know that I did write that in the class, right?
I actually don't know. I'm like,
Okay, so the side note.
I don't know what makes it better or worse if you wrote it in the class or not.
This just adds to the terrible situation. For context, our friend Edwin was here.
He went to the class with us.
And we dragged his ass to the sound bath. Mm-hmm. He was like, fine. But shout out to Edwin for wearing a Mamilennial shirt to the sound bath.
To the sound bath.
And
yeah.
we didn't even.
Yeah.
And and then we
got food after.
We went downstairs to Chipotle. Mm-hmm. Or y'all went to Ann Pizza, and I was like, I'm gonna go get Chipotle. Edwin was like, here's my order. And I pulled up notes and I had the sound bath note open. Mm. And so I just jotted it down there.
Did you delete the things from the class or you just didn't?
I didn't write anything down.
Wow.
I know. So I was like,
I took it so serious.
This doesn't help me
as our listeners heard parts of my list.
I was too busy laughing at myself to listen to your list. Welcome to my life.
Oh, because I'm always into myself?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
that's fine.
Last week during the girl time episode?
Oh, that I'm only thinking about myself?
You were like, huh. And I was like, what's coming up for you? And you're like, well, I've already heard this story, so I'm just thinking about what I'm going to say.
I mean, I'm not offended.
Once again, y'all see what I have to deal with.
I cannot.
So rude.
You know, when I was thinking about talking about this
What?
episode, like this experience on this episode, I it was going to be very sentimental.
Oh,
And we've gone off the rails.
we have.
But I'll bring it back.
Bring it back, girl.
Because, like, what we want to talk about today is our community.
Yes.
And I think what I want to talk about is a little bit of that. But before my mind went totally crazy about a third of the way through, when I was still, like, focused, like, okay, you know, like, take this in, take this in. What I was thinking of was the sound bath being an experience that I don't want to say like specifically I dreamt of doing a sound bath, right? But when I was younger, maybe like in college or early 20s, and I would think about my late 20s, my 30s, what girlhood would look like, what womanhood would look like, what friendship would look like. You're the friend I dreamt of.
Aww.
Because it wasn't just like, I think there are plenty of friends that you say like, oh, let's go try something new. Let's do a sound bath together. But there aren't a lot of friends that you can do that and genuinely experience the experience without fear of judgment.
I totally get that.
Like, I wasn't there. Like, I was like, if I start crying, Lauren's not going to judge me.
No, I'm going to lightly tap
Yeah. And she's
grab
going to be
your
like,
hand.
this is why I brought her here. You know?
Oh, that would have made me so happy.
I know it would have. And I like went in and I kind of expected to cry. I've been feeling really emotional lately.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm probably going to cry during this.
Yeah.
And then my brain was like, fajitas.
Okay, but on that same note, I kind of had a similar moment in the beginning because the instructor had us go around the room and say our name and say a feeling that was coming up. Jocelyn said grateful. I said inspired. And I just feel like that's exactly kind of where we're at right now. Mm-hmm. I could feel Jocelyn being grateful for being in that room, being with her, two of her closest friends, having the opportunity to get away from home for a little bit, on top of the fact that you were going to be here recording with me tonight. And I just knew that it actually meant a lot to be there.
Yeah.
And that just felt really good because before we went, I was really hoping that you were going to come.
Yeah.
I was going to go by myself, which who knows if I would have had a different experience or not. Mm-hmm. But
you probably would have had a better spot.
I probably would have had a better spot, but that's okay. And I just felt inspired because I have been feeling inspired lately because of all the work that we're doing for the Mamilennials Meet-Up that's coming up. And I think being in the room with the sound bath class, it was interesting how she was saying, be grateful for the people that are sharing that experience with you in the room. I felt that connected with what I have been feeling lately about the sense of community and how I'll admit that there are times where I struggle with connecting with people I don't know, just in a natural way. I sometimes will feel motivated to spark up a conversation with somebody random. And then there are a lot of times where I'm like, don't talk to me, don't look at me. I'm not going to talk to you either. And lately, we've been getting so much engagement on social media.
Yeah.
From people that we don't know. From mommies.
Yeah.
And it has just felt so amazing. There's no other way to describe it, really, to have so many random people that we don't know understanding our vision of Mamilennials and our mission and feeling like what we're saying is resonating with them and wanting to hang out with us and get to know us. And it's just multifaceted because now going back to another reason why I've been feeling so inspired is having conversations with my dad lately around this meetup.
Yeah. And
I want to go into just an interesting story about my dad. So I don't know if you know this, but when my dad came to the US, he was actually a radio show host on Latino radio station. It was called El Borinquen. And my dad got his degree in broadcasting, and I just think that that's so cool because it's just not something you hear all the time.
Yeah.
And my dad has a really great radio voice.
Yeah.
And I just always thought that that was so cool. But growing up, he worked at UPS for like ever. And I was really proud of him for that. Like, he really just worked super hard, and he was there for so long, and he was very loyal to the company. And fast forward, he moved on from that. We opened the family bakery, and that was really cool. And we had our own experience there. But along the way, there was a time period in our lives when my dad was really longing for connection with other Venezuelans in the area. And him and his best friend, business partner at the time, started talking about what they could do to make that happen. Because as we know, in the DMV, it's a lot of Central Americans. Mm-hmm. There's obviously, you know, South Americans, but specifically Venezuelans at the time. I don't know. I don't think that they felt like there was a lot.
Yeah.
And so my dad was like, we're going to just start doing what we call arepasos, which I don't know if it started off as an arepaso, or being called an arepaso, but what they did was they invited some Venezuelans that they knew to a park. And then it was kind of like, invite a friend. Mm-hmm. We're just going to be hanging out this park and just enjoying each other's company. Bring your kids, whatever. Like kind of a picnic type thing. It started off really small. And I was talking to my dad about just some of the fears that I have around Mamilennials Meet-Up. And I'm like, what if it goes wrong? Or what if something happens? And he's like, you know, remember that at Pasos, like the very first event? I don't know if you know this, but it actually got rained out. It rained on that day. We didn't have it that day. And I remember sending Ileana over there just in case people would show up, because, you know, back then there wasn't an easy way to get in touch with everyone, like an email blast or whatever. I mean, maybe there was, but, you know, not on the phone. Yeah. And, you know, and so she was there at the park, and she called my dad, and she was like, Freddie, there have been 40 cars already passing through, pouring rain. And my dad was like, holy cow. So people actually believe in this. Mm-hmm. So from then on, he remembered that day, and he was like, people will show up. Yeah. You know, and then year after year, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And the word of mouth continued. The momentum happened. And these are some of the strongest memories I have of my childhood with Stephanie. And seeing my dad putting together something like that was just the coolest thing ever. Mm-hmm. I mean, me and Stephanie were kind of put to work quite a bit leading up to the event. So I think that we probably complained a little bit about the amount of stuff we had to do. But at the same time, I think we both felt really excited about it. Yeah. And then we would go, and it would be event day, and all of these cars would show up. And then it got to a point where it was like hundreds and hundreds of people going to these events, the arepasos, people that my dad would never know, like never knew that he met. And he just looked like the mayor. Yeah. It was just so cool. And as I'm talking to my dad about the Mamilennials Meetup, it dawns on me that I'm literally doing what I saw my dad do. Yeah. I mean, with the podcast and him being the radio show host, and then now bringing mommies together to create this community. And I feel inspired by this path that my dad created for me without me even realizing it. Mm-hmm. And we think so much about, or at least I feel like our parents think so much about what legacy are they leaving behind, and how are they showing up for their children and making sure that their children are, you know, making the right decisions and doing the things and all this stuff. And I'm sure that my dad, and my mom for that matter, at one point probably had a thought that, like, maybe I hope Lauren or Stephanie will take something away from this one day.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the memory, cool. If it's something else, even better. And I think for a long time, it was a memory that stuck with me. It was the memory. And now I'm realizing that I'm kind of continuing my dad's legacy in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so fulfilling.
Yeah.
And I know it's not exactly the same, but it's pretty similar.
Well, like the essence is there.
Exactly.
And I mean, the Mommy Meetup, it was your idea.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said, I want to do a Mommy Meetup. And I was like, haha, yeah.
For the month of May, for Mother's Day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like doing an event, a meetup was nowhere on my radar, which is why I didn't bring it up again. And then you were like, I really want to do a meetup. And I was like, okay, well, what does it look like? And all this. And then we started talking about it. And then I got, you know, really excited about it. Mm-hmm. And what I find interesting in this discussion right now is, growing up, my parents did a lot of community building events too. Mm-hmm. But the difference is that ours were fundraisers. Mm. So my parents were always parts of different social clubs, I guess, for Intipuca, the town of El Salvador that we're from. And, you know, we would raise money for the soccer team or for backpacks or for the school or whatever it is. And you've been a part of some of those fundraisers that I've done over the years. Mm-hmm. And even when we started talking about the Mommy Meetup at first, remember, I wanted a fundraising aspect to it. And it didn't work out, which is fine. At another point in time, there will be. But my goal was not directly to connect moms. Like, connecting moms in my mind was a byproduct of doing something for another cause. Mm-hmm. And in your mind, the goal was to connect moms. Yeah. And I just think that's so interesting because it's how we grew up.
Yeah.
You know?
It is. And when I was having the conversation with my dad about it, and I had that light bulb moment, and then we were talking about wanting to get more ticket sales and all this stuff. And he was saying, well, you know how we did it back in the day? I would just follow people. Yeah. And if I saw someone with the Venezuelan sticker on their car, which I'm like, how many people do you see with that on their car? You know, but okay.
But they have to be there.
Yeah. And he's like, I would just go up to them and be like, hey, ¿de dónde tú eres? Yeah. Like, what part of Venezuela are you from? And he sparked up a conversation with them, and that's how he gained their trust and then had them show up to these events. Mm-hmm. And I think the interesting part was that he was like, it's so much easier for you guys now because of on technology. Social media.
Yeah.
And it was just an interesting thought because I was like, well, yes and no, right? Because social media is also extremely saturated, mm-hmm. and people are totally desensitized to a lot of things, and they're numb to all the content that they are receiving. So how do we stand out in this algorithm and this sea of influencers? You've always kind of wanted to be an influencer, yeah, to a certain degree, but like I never wanted to. Like that has never been my thing with Mamilennials at all. And I'm like, how do we get our authentic, genuine selves reaching our audience through the screen? Mm-hmm. And that's really hard. And that's, I think, why we've leaned into the podcast so much, so that our listeners can get to know us, and people that don't know us personally can see that we're just two girls, two moms figuring it out and talking through our challenges and all that stuff. And finding companionship through something that's really hard. Yeah. In a world that is just super saturated with opinions and negativity and just always something. And my dad was like, you guys just gotta connect with people directly. We went to the Pink Moon Resource Fair where there were moms there, and we randomly connected with a Mamilennial, and we were nervous to even introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
It was in a different space. So all that to say, I think what I'm really getting at is I love that our whole concept behind Mamilennials has always been to create that community. And we are finally starting to see that community grow organically with people that get it, that want to be a part of it, that need it. And at the end of the day, that's what we want. That's what we've wanted. And I think the Mommy Meetup is extremely exciting because those people are actually going to come and connect with other moms and feel good about themselves.
Well, I want to give you props on sticking to the goal of the event, just being moms having fun and not adding more to it, taking away. Like, as moms, as Latina moms, as first generation Latina moms, we're always carrying so many other burdens. And I think a part of the reason why I wanted a different aspect is because that's how I'm wired, right? I'm wired. I was raised to figure out how I can help in every possible situation. So subconsciously for me, it feels like I'm not using my resources wisely, or it feels selfish if something is just to help me. And, you know, that's something that I'm working on for many different reasons. And so what I think is so special about the event is that's all we're doing. It's just a time for moms who, like you said, get it, want community, need community, can come together and talk about being a mom. Don't talk about being a mom. Learn a craft.
Yep.
Right? Make some pupusas. They get cooked up. You take them back home. Share them with your kids. Don't share them with your kids. I don't
eat them
care.
with a fork.
Lauren eats pupusas with a fork and knife.
I don't like getting my hands dirty.
And she says, and they taste good either way, or something like that. And they taste just as good, is what she says.
They do.
I disagree. They can't taste just as good. They can't. There's no way.
I understand the sentiment. I really do. Because you can't really eat an arepa with a fork and knife. But pupusas are way softer and you can cut them. Arepas, not so much. They're more crunchy. Crunchy.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Yeah.
They're crunchy. And anyways, I don't care. And I know that someone out there.
So if y'all want to see homegirl over here eat her pupusas with a fork and a knife, get a ticket to our Mommy Meetup. They can be found on our website.
And I guess make fun of me?
No, just observe. We're not here to judge.
I bet that there's some people out there that have wanted to do the same and feel like they can't because of people like you.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And the Mommy Meetup is a judgment-free zone. So if you eat your pupusas with a fork and a knife, just know you have someone who does it too.
That's me.
We welcome all different kinds of pupusa eaters.
We welcome all kinds. And I think what's really cool is that I have put our differences to the side about which one's actually better, arepas or pupusas. For this event. Because we could have made an arepa
next time
workshop.
Next time. You never know. Let's see how this goes. We'll see what we do next.
I've done that with some of my friends at my house. I'm the one teaching, by the way.
Oh, how to make them?
Do you know how to make pupusas?
I know the concept.
Oh.
Yeah,
I forgot to mention.
I don't cook. I don't clean. Let me tell you how I got this ring. Yeah, no, I'm not a cooker. I'm not a cleaner.
I'm not a cooker.
I'm not a cooker. I'm
not a cook.
So Aurora got a kitchen and it's set up in her play area, and she goes, "Cocinar, mamá, cocinar." And I go, Ay, mi amor, acuérdese que mamá no cocina. Papá es el que cocina. Vaya, pídale a papá. And she goes, oh, sí. Cocinar, papá. Cocinar.
I love that
And
though.
she drags him to go cook with her. And I'm like, mm-hmm. And I'm like, cuando esté lista la comida, me deja saber, okay? And then she comes and she's like, toma, mamá.
What did she say when she's like, Mamá, limpia? A
She
limpiar.
does not do that yet. She has Katie
What are
bought
you going
her.
to say?
I'll,
Mamá no
that's a
limpia.
tough one for me. Because what I want to say is, en una semana nos vienen a limpiar la casa. But I don't want her learning that. So
We'll cross that bridge when,
when
we
we
get
get
there.
there.
No, but I think at the end of the day, just even talking about the whole legacy thing, like doesn't that make you feel so good that one day Aurora will learn about what was Mamilennials, what is Mamilennials if it's still around. Who knows how long this is. She's going to take it over. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know.
And you, I mean, even Mila right now, she's like, oh, Mamilennials podcast. Like she's watching.
Yeah.
How good does that feel?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I just think it's something for us to be so proud of.
For sure. I feel so proud of what we're doing. I feel so proud of what we're building. I feel so excited for the event.
Me too.
I think, we were of course nervous as anyone is with doing something new, but ticket sales are trickling in. I would say more than trickling in. I think we're going to have a really great event. I think we're seeing a lot of people buy one-off tickets, and that makes me emotional because we all need that tribe. And we all, it takes a village. We say that all the time, and people's villages look so different and can look so differently, but no one gets it in the same way that a mom gets it. And so many of us are having this same or very similar lived experience, and we feel so alone. And to give people the opportunity to come together in a way that they've been wanting to is really exciting for me.
Yeah, I love it. And I think that there are moms out there that don't have those people that can lean on. Whether it's a close friend or even family or whatever. I mean, that's why we were hoping that having daycare on site would help too, for the people that couldn't get coverage or whatever. I just think that it's an amazing opportunity to spend some quality time with people people you don't know. Like, bring a friend, and just sharing space and sharing the time is really cool. But then I'm really excited about our community gift bags.
Yes!
As well.
I'm so excited about that.
Because what has been really amazing, on top of everything that we've already talked about, is the desire for other people to help us achieve this event. We have been posting publicly looking for Mamilennial businesses that want to be a part of it, and we've had so many people want to partner with us and who believe in Mamilennials and what we're doing. And so the community gift bags are going to be really cute, and I love that we're able to support other Mamilennial businesses.
Well, and it's just that, right? Community. I think we have seen so many different facets of the Mamilennials community. I don't want to spoil who's in the gift bags.
No.
But we've learned different parts of our community.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? When someone reaches out and they're like, I can offer this. So many times we've been like, that is so cool. That is so cool. I wish I would have known about that. I wish I had that prior to this. I'm like,
well, also another thing that I've realized as we keep tapping into the local mom community that are makers, creators, etc., that they all kind of start to know each other a little bit. When someone new will pop up, I'll go to their profile and it'll say followed by XYZ. And I'm like, oh, these people know these people and these people know this people. And then,
now we know them too.
yeah, but also for a second, I was like, we're the new ones on the block.
Mm-hmm.
And they have been nothing but welcoming.
Absolutely.
I just don't feel like we've run into anyone locally that is doing something maybe a little similar, or I don't know, but no one has been like, what are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
And if they have, then we haven't heard that. But
No, and no one's been mean or rude.
no.
Or
But like, even like when we follow, we get a follow back.
mm-hmm.
And we get
Yeah.
engagement. And it's really cool to see there are already moms out there trying to do
We're
this
just
too.
formalizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just giving it a name and a home.
Mm-hmm. And it's just really cool to see how much effort is being put into uplifting our community. You just have to kind of look around a little bit more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm very grateful, and I'm inspired by the people that we continue to meet who are trying to do something to leave their legacy behind for their kids as well.
So if you haven't checked out our event, check it out at Mamilennials.com. There's an event tab and you can read a little bit more, but the short version is it's a pupusa workshop, lunch, cocktail, mocktail, whatever you want, and a chance for us to connect with other moms. There will be a cute photo op moment.
Yes.
And we're going to have our community gift bags. It's going to be at El Tamarindo, Salvi Staple.
I forgot to mention, when my dad was working at the radio station, he was doing ads for El Tamarindo.
No way.
Back in the day.
No way. El Tamarindo's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
It's one of the OG Salvadorian restaurants in DC.
Yeah. So this is just a full circle moment for me.
Fun fact, my aunt actually opened the first Salvadorian restaurant in DC. A historian confirmed it and everything.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What was
it's
called?
closed now. When they like did the convention center,
What
it
was it
was where
called?
the convention center.
Wow, that's so cool. A historian.
Los Planes de Rendero. I think that's what it was called.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. I should fact check it, but I'm pretty sure it was called Los Planes de Rendero. Let me say, what was the first Salvadoran restaurant in DC? Yeah, Los Planes de Rendero. Predating the establishment of El Tamarindo. I think El Tamarindo was the second one. But Los Planes, my aunt opened the first one.
That is so dope.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And fun fact.
Oh.
I know. Now you got me on my Salvi history. Salvadoran restaurants in DC are marketed as Salvadorian and Mexican, and in the area as a whole, because people back in the 80s didn't know what El Salvador was. And so Salvadorians were like, in order for people to come and eat our food, we need to say it's also Mexican food. And then they would just put like nachos on the menu and like a handful of like easy Mexican things. And it's just kind of stuck. Now Salvadoran restaurants are Salvadoran Mexican restaurants.
So that's an amazing fun fact.
Is it?
Yeah, especially because of the comment that we got today.
Oh, yeah. I meant to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that.
When you start getting bigger,
It's hard to keep track with the comments, with the four
you
comments
get
we had.
haters. That's where I was going with that. When you go viral.
So someone commented today on one of our meetup promotions on TikTok. You lost me at Salvadorian and Mexican. You can't do both well, or something like that.
Right. And any restaurant that I've been to that has been both has been bad.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, that's just not true. But I was like, maybe they're not from here. Like, and then, I just didn't feel like doing my history lesson, which I do like to do, but I just didn't feel like that was the right place.
Well, I loved your fun fact.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh, yay.
All right, y'all. You know what to do. We cannot wait to see you at the Mamilennials Mami Meet-Up, our very first.
I know. Come, make a friend.
This is monumental.
Yeah. So to end the episode,
Affirmation
let's do our affirmation.
You have one?
I think so.
Okay. Was it from the sound bath?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think our affirmation can be, I will lean on my village or build it.
Pristine.
Okay. Love it. So this week, lean on that village or build it.
I love it.
Have a good week.
Love you.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening and being a part of the Mamilennials community. If you liked this episode, hit that follow button, connect on our socials, and don't forget to share with other mommies.
Want more? Head to our website, read our blog, grab some merch, and check out our other episodes. Until next time, bye.